Power Talk on your community TV station, UHF TV 33, Detroit, Highland Park.
Welcome to Metro Foodland, where you will always find courteous service. Our hardworking staff always gives their all to maintain our dairy fresh and wholesome products, cold cuts, premium meats, and of course, we have some of the freshest produce around. Check out our deli and bistro. We also carry specialty items such as Tanisha Noni, Water Station alkaline water, and much, much more. If we don't have it, just ask, and we'll do our best to get it. Remember to ask how to join our Healthy Rewards Club. Seniors and ladies, always ask for an escort to your vehicle. We'll see you soon at Detroit's own community grocer, Metro Foodland, located at 18551 Grand River. That's 18551 Grand River, near Finkel and the Southfield Freeway. Remember, that's Metro Foodland.
Tuesdays, 9 p.m. on TV 33. Join me, Barry Ross, on Mixing It Up. We'll feature informative community organizations that will offer solutions to Wayne County residents in reference to employment, safety, and security within neighborhoods, job training, education, and mentoring programs. Remember, Tuesdays, 9 p.m. Join me, Barry Ross, Mixing It Up on TV 33. Good evening. Welcome to another segment of Mixing It Up. My name is Barry Ross. We broadcast to you live on TV 33 in Detroit, Comcast 20 in Detroit. We're also on the World Wide Web at TV33WHPR.com. We want to encourage you to call in this show, even though the numbers are scrolling across the screen. Please feel free. Please feel comfortable. I want your opinions. I want your input. I want your ideas, your thoughts. We need each other, right? These are all 313-868 numbers. 0342, 0351, 4336. Every single one of my shows are available all the time, 24/7 on YouTube. If you go to Ross, B like boy, D like David 51, you can see me, you can see everything I do, you can see all my guests continuously on YouTube. On Facebook, Mixing It Up. We need your support, everybody. We need to outreach the community. We need your involvement. We need to network. We need to connect together. You got to get involved with Mixing It Up. Join it, hit videos, watch all the shows. This show don't happen by accident. There's a lot of work involved. There's a lot of networking involved. There's a lot of outreaching involved. And we appreciate you watching me. I'm honored to be in your home. I'm live. On tonight's show, unfortunately, for the first time, I have a hit-and-run case. Jackie Lowry Wright's brother, Carl, was killed by a hit-and-run driver January 5th on Sussex and Grand River just a couple months ago. There's a $1,000 reward, no questions asked. If you call Crime Stoppers, 800, speak up. No questions asked. This number goes into Canada. They have no idea who you are. As a matter of fact, when you pick up your reward money in cash at the bank, you get a number. They still don't know who you are. You got to make that car payment. You got to make that house note. You got to buy food for the babies and them. Drop a dime on somebody. You're not a snitch if you know who killed somebody. My next guest, I am beyond honored to say, now you all know I grew up, I was practically raised in the clothing business at Sermon's Clothes downtown. In 1975, Funky Broadway, today known as the Broadway, was founded. I have the owner here tonight in the studio. He's going to be our first guest. And I want to tell you something. He goes by Pepper, right? I am putting something out here tonight. If anybody other than family or any of Pepper's employees at the Broadway know his real name, I'm giving you $50. You can come right here and get it from me. And I'll know if you're family, and I'll know if you're an employee. If you know Pepper's real name from the Broadway, other than somebody that works downtown, because when I see you, I'll know if I know you. You know what I'm talking about? You got to tell me Pepper's real name. He's going to be on in a few minutes. Not yet. Listen, at 10 o'clock, hey, at 10 o'clock, Saba, the Black Mother Teresa, coming on tonight. Saba works in the foster care system. She works with youth, goes into abandoned homes, goes to these abused children that aren't getting help. She is the lobby for the youth. She goes to court for the youth. This coming weekend, Youth Voice is going to have a march at Cass Park at 1 o'clock downtown. This is right across from Masonic Temple. Several hundred children are marching for quality education. They're not getting the education that they deserve in the city of Detroit. And Saba is going to have some more youth tonight, presumably. I have a few announcements. My good friend Leanne Katzman, her liver is gone. Leanne has spent the last 30 years serving the Detroit community. She's worked with HIV clients. She's worked with drug addicts. She's not like she's somebody that hasn't given back. Right now, she's on a liver transplant list. She can't wait much longer. She can't. There's a new procedure. If a donor gives a portion of their liver, and I know this is a lot to ask, it can regenerate in the recipient in a very short period of time. If you have a tissue match, if you're from 18 to 50, we're asking you to help save my friend. I know it's a lot to ask. Do something for this lady. I'm asking you to call Nemi Beltrain at Henry Ford, 313-916-1826. Minister Shabazz, my brother from another mother, was talking about we have G-Drop, Greater Detroit Restoration Project. We need money to come to your neighborhood and help board up the houses that the babies are getting pulled into, getting molested, getting raped, and drug trafficking going on. This ain't going to stop. We don't have an administration right now that's going to change this overnight. We're asking you, send us something, $1, $5, something. We've boarded up 69 houses. I got 175 houses on a waiting list right now. I'd have more, but I got to turn down some houses till we get some more money. I'm asking you. All this money is transparent. Please help us. Call Malik, 313-646-3375, 313-355-2807. Ronnie, we still have the caller? Okay. Next, this is really something. If you've been aware of Pastor Ovella's United Communities of America Thou Shall Not Kill campaign, every 22nd day of the month, it's been proclaimed by some kind of a mayor, Dave Bing, has awarded a proclamation to the city of Detroit that every 22nd is a day of peace and healing. The Detroit School Board has also awarded a proclamation. Pastor Ovella has, this is an official day. We're asking you, you're on the streets, lay down your guns, lay down your weapons for one day and start coming out to the churches. Now this Friday night, we're having a synchronized event. Pastor Ovella has this in many churches. Minister Shabazz and I'm Detroit Coalition Against Violence, you know he's Marcus Garvey. We're doing something this Friday night, but check this out. We're all going to be praying at 7:03. If you believe that prayers are scientific, you know, they've done studies. People having surgery, the ones that were prayed on had a more successful turnout than the ones that weren't. Prayer can work. This Friday night at 1500 East State Fair, Minister Shabazz and I, Detroit Coalition Against Violence, we're doing our own. We're collaborating with True Oracles of God Ministries. It's on East State Fair between 75 and DeQuinder. This is a little white building with the purple roof. Come out there at 6 o'clock. We're giving away 100 posters that say, "Thou shall not kill." Now, we know this is putting a Band-Aid on it. We're asking you to post these on the trees, on businesses in your neighborhood, and for one day we need all the children to come out. We need you to come out. 1500 East State Fair. Okay, listen to this. Yesterday, a fire station on East Side Detroit was ransacked and robbed. The firemen had invested their own monies into equipment into this fire station. Somebody broke in and stole everything inside. Their own personal flat screen TVs. You know, when the firemen aren't putting out fires, they're relaxing in the fire station. They took everything out. We should be ashamed of ourselves. We got to be ashamed of ourselves. We're trying to set up patrols now around all the churches. I'm working with some churches right now to try to get their involvement. You know this ain't easy, but I'm going to ask all these churches in the city to start getting the congregations to come out around their churches every night. We want to go to the schools, make sure the kids are safe in the morning and after. We got a quick call, Ronnie? Okay. I'm sorry I could not get to the phone. I had to make my announcements. My guest, Mr. Pepper Martin, this offer still stands. If you know this gentleman's real first name, and I know it, funny how it took me years to find out. Right now, everybody, I want to introduce you to the owner of the Broadway, Mr. Pepper Martin. Thank you very much. You're no stranger to the station.
Not a stranger to the station, Barry. I know you got much love of the city, and I'm really a pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. It wasn't easy to get you. I know in your busy schedule, and you're traveling a little bit. And how are you, Pepper? How's your family? How's your daughter? Or your son?
Life is good.
Your son.
I have a son and a daughter.
And how are they?
And they are doing wonderful. Just wonderful.
Pepper.
Yes.
It used to be called the Funky Broadway.
We opened it up, and I had a partner at the time, and we had it was Donnie's Funky Broadway.
Mm-hmm. And that was what again? What year?
That was 1975.
I got to tell you, and you don't know this.
Okay.
My brother and I were laughing that you guys would never make it. There was a two-piece jean set in the window on a pivotal, electronic pivotal stand, and it had Mickey Mouse on the back. And I said to Stephen, I said it, they're idiots. And then one day I saw Donnie taking the last one out of the window. They were like $350 in the 70s. And I said, Stephen and I, they're not going to make it. There's no way they're going to make it. They're too high end. And going back to the late 70s, I mean, you guys were pioneering, really.
It was exciting times. It was, I can remember when we first started out, Donnie and myself, and my original partner, we had no money. And we were working at Hot Sam's Clothes in downtown Detroit. And this building came open. And we had about $4,000 between us. And we put that money down on the rent. And then we had no money, nothing left.
You wouldn't advise that today, would you?
It would be tough any time. And we, by the grace of God, we just we were able to do that. We opened up with a little rack of jeans in the middle of the store. That's all we had.
But expensive jeans. What kind of jeans were they?
It was expensive jeans.
Faded Glory. They were more than
those are the days. You remember that name, huh?
Faded
Sure.
Pepper. But in those days,
Yes.
you were a smaller store. You just had the right side.
Right.
And then as business grew, you went over.
As business grew, we went over. We bought the building next door. We expanded there. We opened up City Slickers Shoes.
Does everybody know about City Slickers Shoes? Because Pepper has the license for Mauri. Is it Mauri?
Mauri, yes.
Mauri shoes
Yes.
from Italy. In the whole state of Michigan.
In
Still?
the state of Michigan, yes.
That's a phenomenon.
Yes.
Now, these are all the exotic skins that I say in myself, how in the hell is a man going to spend $400, $500, $600 on a gym shoe? On a gym shoe, but the shoes in those days were going up over $1,000, what have you?
Yeah, they can go up to $1,000. You know, there's a few of them in there, but yeah, they're really different. They're made in Italy. They're handmade, and that's what kind of the Broadway and City Slicker have been about, trying to get different things and something that's unique. and it's fashionable. So
You were sort of like a boutique, and you still are, I guess.
we still think of ourselves as a boutique. Yes, we do.
Okay, so initially you started out very casual wear,
Yes.
and then what changed? How did you decide to get into the dress-up, the suits, and what have you?
Well, both Donnie and myself loved clothes at the time, and jeans were all we could afford to put in the store. So as the store was a little bit more successful, we expanded into suits, and then we expanded into shoes, and then we expanded into ladies, and it
that's
is
right.
what it is today.
Now, tell everybody before somebody got murdered.
Yes.
No, I mean the manufacturer
Okay.
in Italy.
Okay.
You were
Okay.
you transitioned into one of the top companies in the entire world, which was
Gianni Versace.
Gianni Versace.
Yeah.
And they were buying Versace like nobody's business.
Well, Gianni Versace was probably the top designer of the last few decades, there's no doubt. And he had a thing going that nobody else in the world did. And I got that call one day, and they said, Pepper, we hear about your store in Detroit. We'd like you to come and see us. So traveled into New York and met with the people. And they showed me these shirts that were $1,500. I said, are you out of your mind? They said, try one. Put it in the store, see what happens. So we did, and it was unbelievable. The response was just mind-blowing.
Hold on, excuse me.
Sure.
We have somebody that thinks they know the answer to
All right, let's
today's
see.
trivia
This'll be
question.
good.
If anybody knows the answer, you got to know him. Caller, you're on the air. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
All right. You know this gentleman's first name?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And who are you?
My name is Michelle.
Michelle, have you ever shopped there before?
Of course, every well-dressed man has shopped there, and their ladies shop there for them.
Okay.
I like this lady.
Okay, go on.
Yes, his name is Richard.
Uh-oh. So listen, I have to meet her. I'm going to have her, Michelle.
Got it.
Yes.
I'm going to be downtown this Friday working. You know where Sermons is?
I also go there, too, for my well-dressed
All right.
man.
I want to meet you at Pepper's store this Friday. You tell me what time, and I'll be there.
What time do they open?
9:30.
Well, I won't be there at 9:30. How about any time after 11?
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, Michelle. Listen. Call me. I'm going to give you my phone number right now. Let me
Okay.
know when you're on your way there so I can be waiting for you.
Okay, great.
You ready?
Yes,
248
248
417 9696.
417-9696.
Now, you've never worked for Pepper,
No, I haven't.
and you're not related to Pepper.
No, and I haven't been in the store since the 90s.
All right, I
Oh,
can't.
all
Okay,
right.
fine. All right, you have anything
Great
you want to
suit.
ask her or say to her?
I just want to, I don't know how you did that, but you did well. There aren't very many people that know that.
Well, old school and growing up with the YBIs in Detroit.
Uh-oh.
Didn't we all?
All
Sure.
right, Ronnie, you know what she's talking about? All right, I'll see you Friday. You call me, Michelle, when you're
I
like
will.
a couple minutes away.
Thank you so much.
You got it. Congratulations.
Amazing.
All right. We have another call. Caller, you're on the air. How are you this evening?
How you doing? How you
All
guys?
right, all right, all right.
What I want to ask,
Is your TV on? If your TV's on, you need to turn it down.
yeah, my TV's down.
Okay.
What I wanted to ask Pepper is, I remember, I'm 53. I remember the Glass Hill shoe that you guys carried, which was a very fashionable shoe back in those days.
Sure.
But you had an edition of the Cocaine Spoon Glass Hills.
Okay.
Could you give me some type of information? How did you get a hold of that shoe, or what's the history behind that shoe? It was
Hey, caller, do me a favor.
They were suede at the time. I had a pair of suede ones.
Caller, can you hear me?
Yes.
Do me a favor. We have some kind of echo on this call. Could you hang up and call us right back while he answers the question?
Sure.
We have a terrible echo. Okay.
Sure.
You got the question?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I remember well the glass heel shoes. That was a phenomenon in the
With the
early
fish or without the fish?
You know, there was all kinds of different ways. It was a plexiglass shoe that they put that Maori, the shoe company that we're dealing with right now, and a company called Foti put together, and they had these fabulous heels, and they matched the shoes, and they were wonderful. And we were able to get them for about 5 to 6 years. We had a great run with those. It was a lot of fun, and you know, people talk about them all the time. I have no idea where I could get glass heel shoes today, but would love to get them back.
Secondhand store. Hey,
Maybe.
hey, Pepper, I wanted to discuss an interesting phenomenon.
Sure.
Since you moved the shoe store,
Mm-hmm.
hasn't your business increased over there from one side to the other? Because initially it was. Isn't that interesting?
It's just that the people they've discovered City Slicker as a shoe store, and then of course we tell them that we have shoes at the Broadway, and it's kind of back and forth, so it's more traffic for the stores. It's kind of like all the stores that are downtown in the Broadway Randolph area. We kind of all feed off each other.
No. When you moved
Yes.
from the Mary Jane building,
Yes.
across the street,
Which
your
is
business
just recently.
Am I right?
Yes, you are right, and we did, and it's a much smaller store, and I think what happens is that the shoes are much more condensed. When people walk in, they can see the whole collection of shoes.
There you go.
It's easy, so it's a great or a great store to shop in.
Would you like to make anybody that's watching any kind of offer if they saw you on the show tonight, if they came in and want to buy something as a result of seeing you on the show, 10%, 15% of something, or do you have an offer in your bag of tricks?
Fine, I'll tell you what.
Go ahead.
You threw one at me, so let me do this.
Not to put you on the spot.
That's okay. I will. Anybody that comes in between now and Saturday, mention this program.
Mixing it up.
Mixing it up, and they can have $25 worth of clothing free.
Wow. Even Michelle that just won my 50?
Even Michelle that won her 50,
I know
I'm going to get
Michelle-
25 of that back.
I know Michelle's watching. No obligation to shop?
No obligation.
$25 free?
$25.
Ronnie, you
free.
hear that? Okay, Pepper. Let's talk about the fashion industry and what's happened in the last 30 years, I would assume, as a result from the rap, the casual dress, going back to LL Cool J, I'm sure you would concur.
Sure.
What's happened to men in fashion in Detroit over the past 25 years?
Well, we probably went, in my history, we've probably gone from the polyester double knits, way back when everybody had to have a leisure suit. And then we went into European, tighter cuts, very tailored suits, very tailored looks. And then we went into the era of the Hugo Boss suits, and that brought in a much looser look, a much more comfortable fit for the man. And that evolved, I think, into the rap movement. So now we had jeans, and we were taking jeans and making them very comfortable. And that's continued to this day. So, and now some people are going back to the tighter cut again. So it all evolves. It all comes around.
It seems like the young corporate cat,
Young-
more so than the rest, can relate now to the tighter European fit. It's not the hip hop young guy. It's the guys that really know globally, across the board, what's going on in Europe, Italy, what have you. The Italians been wearing tight suits forever anyway. So if we can jump around. Now Versace, we were talking about Versace. What happened to you when Versace got taken out? What happened to the demand of Versace and the name?
What happened, it really continued, because Versace was such a designer. He had a designing team by that time. He had assembled a tremendous organization. And what took the popularity of Versace out was economics. When we went through this recession, depression, whatever you want to call it, 10 years ago, $1,500 shirts, kind of tough in that economy. So it changed. But I will make an announcement. that I haven't had Versace in the store probably in the last 6 years. Got them coming back this season.
Really?
Bringing them back.
And what are you bringing back?
Bringing back the jean collection. And it's a beautiful jean collection with fabulous shirts, all that stuff that he used to do, but of course they're different, but they're wonderful.
Is the price point changed a little bit? Have they changed their direction?
This is the jean collection. It's not the couture collection. So here we're talking about jeans in a price point that are still expensive, but they're not
Retail like
crazy.
what? Like
maybe
what?
retail $150 starting,
Okay.
which is expensive.
Do you carry True Religion?
We do not have. We do have Mech, and that's a designer jean just like that.
Tell everybody what you carry, just so they know in your store, if anybody's interested in get an idea. For those that have been afraid to go into the Broadway,
Sure.
they're very hospitable. They will greet you nicely at the door. The service is good, and you're welcome to come in and find out. Fact find. Tell everybody what you carry, what styles and manufacturers, just so they know.
I mentioned Mech. We've been Pele Pele, of course, has been with us for 30 years now. That's a standard brand.
Since Gandalf. They don't know.
Since Gandalf,
Right.
that's right. Those were the early days.
Right.
And we also have a jean line called Rock Revival. So that's kind of like what
Rock.
Rock Revival.
Can you tell me about it? I never heard of it.
You know, there are wonderful jeans. They're just put together really well. They've got a symbol on them. They look great. They fit great. People love them. They're in a price point that, again, is a little bit high, but not crazy. I would say, and we're talking price points, $100 to $150.
Is somebody endorsing this line, or any entertainers? Usually it's the entertainers that drive this stuff, or...
A lot of entertainers, you'll see them wearing them. I don't think there's a spokesperson they're using.
Okay.
And in suitings, when the economy kind of slowed down, we had to figure out what we were going to do. So what we've done, we've gone to Italy. We've found Italian fabrics.
Did you walk there or drive?
No, we kind of flew, I think. But we went to Italy, and we found these factories that are making the clothing, and we put together lines that we retail for $500 and maybe just a little bit above, but beautiful, beautiful suits. We avoided the Italian, we've embraced the Italian suits, and we've kind of avoided the Chinese polyester suits that buy one, get
Unlike
two
somebody
free.
across the
Oh,
street.
let's not say it. That's a great store.
What's the name of your, not to interrupt you, but what's the name of your high-end that you're always able to order suits from? Does it start with an E? Somebody you've carried for a while. What's a domestic suit maker?
Oh, I don't know, Barry. I carry.
You're always ordering from this
Yes,
guy.
I have a lot of
My
lines.
friend Larry.
Oh, you're talking about Everett Hall
Thank
suits.
you. You still carrying Everett Hall?
Still got Everett in the
Everett
store.
Hall makes a nice suit.
Everett's a wonderful designer.
Right.
He's my top designer at this point. He's wonderful.
You do trunk sales with them. You
Yes,
still do trunk sales?
we bring him in every year.
Tell everybody what a trunk sale is, Pepper. It's not when you're selling a trunk for camp.
No, not quite.
No, really.
No, we have trunk shows, and what trunk shows are, we'll bring a designer, and we do this sometime in October every year. But we bring several designers in. We bring Maury in from Italy. We bring Everett Hall in, and other people. And they bring in their wares, and they will actually talk to the customers one-on-one. What are you looking for? They'll show them their wares. They'll work with them. They'll design things for them and make one-of-a-kind.
Take
as
orders.
that
You
customer
take
wants.
orders. They need to bring in some scratch. You need a deposit. Can you work? Listen, this gentleman over here, first of all, I want to tell everybody that in the house tonight is my friend Jay Fades from the Better Detroit Youth Movement, and I believe I saw Mr. Pointer, who is a school teacher at Henry Ford, and Jay owns a barbershop on 6th and Livernois, and you go in there and get your hair cut from Jay, and you will be quite impressed. This man is quite the dresser right here. We want to get him to go in and get that $25. Jay.
Come on down.
Jay. I'm sorry. What size shoes do you go up to in stock?
We carry from 8 to 13 every day in almost everything, but we do go up to 14s and 15s.
And you can special order a Maury, You show them the book, the color, whatever, or the current style, but you can go bigger than a 14, right, with them?
We go up to 15s.
Okay.
15's about the limit.
You
Now, Maury may, if somebody came in on a trunk show and dealt with the manufacturer themselves, they may be able to do that.
And maybe get a 15 Triple E?
It might be able to get 13 Triple E.
Well, wides are an anomaly. They're very rare to find in an Italian shoe from stock. Now, it's Easter time.
Yes, it is.
Contrary to
Coming
what
up.
some of us might believe in the fashion industry, when young boys, we used to get all the young boys at sermons and very rarely see them anymore because they're not dressing up in the churches. The pastors are wearing jogging suits sometimes too, so it starts from the top on the way down. Do you have any specials for Easter, or you don't carry boys, correct?
We do not carry boys.
Okay, but
no.
you start what, at a 36 for a man?
36, yes, and 36, and we range up to probably size 56.
Okay. By the way, we want to say hello to everybody that works at the Broadway, and I want to say hello to my favorite, Gino. I got you, Gino.
Gino.
My brother was mad at me for that, I want to tell you. Gino, Mr. C, Wallace, and what's the tall guy that drives 100 miles to work every day?
Eric Turner
Eric.
from Flint.
We hope some of you guys are watching, okay? And, I'd like to have Pepper back here again if he feels comfortable and so inclined. We got to go in a minute. I want you to give everyone your address, a website, and just sort of summarize what you do at the Broadway real quick, and we're going to go in a minute.
Absolutely, sure. Phone number, 313-963-2171, and we have a website at shopthebroadway.com. And we are loaded for spring. We're talking about Easter. We've got all these new beautiful suits in. They're ready to go, and I'm really excited about the season. It's really going to be a good one.
Don't forget to tell them you have free park.
And free parking
right next to the store.
Right next to the
Very
door.
important,
Pull
because
in.
parking is at a
Yes,
premium downtown.
It is.
You pull right next to the Broadway. You used to have a
walk in.
valet when the Versace days were stronger.
Sure.
And I've known this man for a long time, and I am very proud. Sermon's Clothes one day is going to be gone, and my brother's going to pass the baton on to Pepper and J.L. Stones, and hopefully we got to say something for a man that's been there, kept the lights burning for 38 years against all odds downtown Detroit, against the gangs. Do you know one day, Pepper, real quick, the BKs and the Aero Flynns in those days came in to take our store over like in a military, a tactical move. Two guys, I was stuck in the store with all three Jewish salesmen who were in their late 80s and me. But we've seen so much. The fast money days.
Sure.
Fast money is few and far between. Pepper, when used and major damage were big, they used to wait for UPS to come because they needed fresh stuff because yesterday's stuff was already old. Can you believe that? What a different era we're living in.
It is, but Barry, it's still an exciting thing. And I mean, there's still those stores downtown. They're vibrant. We've been around for a long time. We all love Detroit. That's why we're there.
And
It's been great for all of us.
Not to interrupt, but you alter? Gino's a great tailor. You have another guy? What's your other guy's name?
No, Gino and Mr. C does some alterations too.
Okay. Mr. C also, he's a man, he's like the Jamaicans on Living Color. He's got a limousine service. He's a daddy, and he's a good-looking man, and I've known him for probably 40 years. And you don't want to mess with Mr. C. Don't catch him on the wrong day. Pepper, I can't thank you enough.
Pleasure.
And
Gary.
you want to say hello to your friend, what was her name, Dana?
Dawn.
Dawn?
Yes.
Dawn, I hope he
Lovely
did you proud, Dawn. And thank you, everybody, for watching. And we got a call. They got to be quick because we're going to go. Hello, you're on the air. Hello.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening. We
Good
have
evening
about
to
a
you.
hot
Yes.
minute. We have a hot minute. You have a question?
Yeah. Okay, no, I just want to say his shop has been down there for years, like you said. Did I hear you say he was going to take over Sherman Clothes also?
Sermon's Clothes is going to be gone sometime this year, and there'll only be 2 stores in that area. Pepper's the most likely to benefit, I would presume.
Okay. So Sherman it won't be you putting something else in that building where Sherman's at or what?
Somebody will.
Oh, I see. Okay. Then
It has not been sold yet, but there's a for sale sign all over the building, and someone's going to buy it up, maybe turn it into a ice skating rink.
Oh, yeah. We don't want that. I don't want to see nothing about snow and winter.
You go see Pepper and go get your $25 worth of free
I
socks.
used to know some people that belong. It's been a while. I can't even remember. But anyway, he's been there a long time, and I know that's one of the longest standing men's shop downtown. It's a good one.
That's
Okay,
right.
I'm gonna
Thank
hang
you
up
so
and
much.
just-
That's right. Against all odds. Thank you.
Yeah, okay.
All right, we're going to take a quick break, and then I am going to have the sister on of Carl, who was killed by a hit-and-run car a couple months ago. So stay tuned. I'm not going anywhere. Please watch the show. We'll be right back in 2 minutes. Thank you. See. Join me, Barry Ross, on Mixing It Up. We'll feature informative community organizations that will offer solutions to Wayne County residents in reference to employment, safety, and security within neighborhoods, job training, education, and mentoring programs. Remember, Tuesdays, 9 p.m. Join me, Barry Ross, Mixing It Up on TV 33.
1,000 men's suits. And right now at Sermons, you can buy one and get two free. Not one suit, but two free. Buy one suit, bring two friends. Buy one suit, bring two relatives. Buy one suit, get two free. Bring your pastor, your boss, your teacher. Buy one suit and get two free. Sermons with 90 years of experience, carrying jeans, exotic skin shoes, sets, shirts, leathers, sweaters, everything for the well-dressed man. Buy one suit, get two free. Sermons on Randolph in downtown Detroit.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special bulletin.
Did you know that there are over 100,000 abandoned homes within the city of Detroit? If you are tired of abandoned dangerous houses in your neighborhood, please support the Greater Detroit Restoration Project.
Please make all checks and money orders payable to the Greater Detroit Restoration Project. The mailing address, 17301 Livernois, Suite 405, Detroit, Michigan, 48221.
All donations will help fund the expense of boarding up abandoned homes within the city of Detroit and Highland Park. For more information, contact Barry Ross at 248-417-9696 or Minister Malik Shabazz at 313-646-3375.
You are going to want to check me out first Wednesday of every month. Join me, Barry Ross, remixing it up. It's webtv.com. I'm going to be reporting to you the facts and the truth, the way our society is run in Metro Detroit. 8 p.m., bringing you featured guests in relation to community, education, violence, what's happening on the streets in our town. It's Web TV, Barry Ross, remixing it up, Wednesdays at 8 p.m., the first Wednesday of every month. Remember, remixing it up with Barry Ross on itswebtv.com.
We are the faces of Detroit. We are the faces of Delray.
We are the faces of Delray. Governor Snyder wants to put us out of our homes by building a bridge in our front yard.
Homes where we raised our families.
A community where we buried our loved one.
Delray is struggling, but it's not lifeless. It's a community of hopes and dreams.
Governor Snyder.
Invest,
not destroy.
Hey, come on. Man, what is taking so long? Let's play.
Just getting a number.
Whose number?
Narcotics Anonymous.
Hey, if you need to talk.
No way, it's not for me, it's for my brother. He's constantly wasted. Come on, hoop time. Can you tell me about NA?
Call Narcotics Anonymous. We can help you.
For a new career, Real Brothers Inc. and Detroit Training Institute of Technology presents Building and Construction Trades Career Training in the following areas: residential electrical wiring, heating and cooling, modern plumbing, carpentry and building construction, green technology building construction. This course also offers paid training, bus tickets, job placement, national certification upon completion. For more information, contact Real Brothers Inc. at 313-833-4946. Classes are forming now.
The following program does not reflect the views and opinions of Channel 33, its management, or sponsors. You're watching Power Talk on your community TV station, UHF TV 33, Detroit, Highland Park.
Listen, everybody, I'm talking to you. I'm talking to everybody that lives in the city that's watching this show. Please, do you want me to come to your house and kneel down and beg you and kiss your shoe? Because I'm telling you, that's what I got to do. We have to. We need to start watching out what's going on in our neighborhood. We need to start patrolling our streets. Get everybody on your street at night to turn on a porch light and stand out in front of your homes, drive around, watch the children, watch the women going out, watch the girls going out, go to these schools. And not only that, we need some love offerings so we can come out to your neighborhood and board up the houses. Now, if you're not comfortable sending us the money, you can go buy the wood. You can go buy the wood and have it ready, and we will come out. We got 175 houses on a list right now. There's thousands. There's 90,000 houses. We can't wait any longer. Don't you see the government can't help you? You need to recognize. You need to recognize it's time, y'all. Okay. In January, Carol, what is it? Carol White?
Carol Lowry.
Carol Lowry was run down in cold blood on Sussex and Grand River, and his car kept going. To me, that's just like somebody took a gun and shot him. A car, they call it in court, vehicular homicide. That's if you deliberately run someone over. In my opinion, he deliberately ran him over. And when you leave the scene of an accident, man, all you have to do is stay. If you hit somebody, you just need to stay. If you don't have a driver's license, that's probably what the deal is. Okay. We're going to open this up, Ronnie, right? I want to have Jackie on the camera. And Jackie White, Jackie Lowry White?
Yes.
Jackie Lowry hyphen White?
Yes.
How are you?
I'm all right.
We need you close to that mic. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Tell everybody what happened to your brother.
He was walking down Grand River near Sussex, and I received a call around 6:30 and saying that the family needs to get down to Sinai Grace. And when we got down there, he was already dead. He was DOA. So basically all we had to do was identify the body.
He was run over by a car.
Yes.
Okay. Jackie, you just recently found out, thanks to the detective on your case,
yes,
suggesting that you go to Crime Stoppers. You know Crime Stoppers has no caller ID.
Yes.
Ronnie, here's some tissue. Jackie is very upset at the loss of her brother. When you call Crime Stoppers, they don't have a clue who you are. Not only do they not know who you are, if you can bring them some info, it doesn't have to lead to the arrest. If you can bring them a viable clue and you get your reward, they give you a number. They give you a number. when you get your money from the bank doesn't know your name. I want to show a close-up of Jackie's brother. Now, this is Jackie's brother here. What happened to the other picture, Jackie? Jackie's brother is sitting down. This is Carl. Hold up. What are you screaming at, Hodo? This is Jackie's brother sitting down. He was how old, Jackie?
He was 51.
51 years of age. If any of you, anyone, what time of day was this, Jackie, about? You got the call when?
I got the call about 6:30 that evening.
Well, so what does that mean? Was he killed 2 hours before? About? Because you don't know the exact time. When do you think the person hit him?
I would say it would have probably been approximately like 5:30.
Okay, if you were out in the area January 5th, let's say between 4:30 and 5:30 on Sussex and Grand River, going on Grand River.
Correct.
And you saw, we hear there's a white car, right, Jackie?
Right.
A white car that drove over. Was he older than you? Because you look about 36.
Yeah, he's older than me.
All right, her older brother was taken away he was just walking. Can we talk about Carl for a minute? What kind of person was Carl growing up, Jackie?
Carl was a very giving person. He would give you the clothes off his back. No matter whatever you needed, he would be there.
We have a call? Can we take a call, Jackie? You all right? You're not all right, but let's take a call. Caller, you have a question for Jackie or you have a comment?
Yes, Carl was my uncle, and I'm just really trying to encourage anybody that knows anything to please come forward. Please come forward.
You have anything else you want to say, niece?
Yes, Auntie, I love you. This is Twala, and I'm calling because, we want to find out what happened to him, what really happened to him, and we need anybody with any information to please come forward just to help us, please. Give us some type of closure.
Niece, without knowing your name, my name is Barry, and hi, how are you?
Pretty good, how are you?
All right, listen. When you get flyers from Crime Stoppers, you know that Jackie's working with them now?
Yes.
Okay. If you can get 500 to 1,000 flyers, I personally will go out in the neighborhood where this occurred and go to some businesses and we can see if we can, find out a little something. That's the move. You get flyers from Crime Stoppers and we go to Sussex and what's on that corner, Jackie? Do you know?
The only business I know that's open in that area is Stan's Locksmith. Everything else is like abandoned buildings and they all boarded up.
Okay. When you get flyers, what's your niece's name? You want to say your name?
Yes, my name is Twala.
Twala?
Yes.
It's a pretty name. I'm giving you my phone.
You.
I'm going to give you my phone. Jackie has my phone, right, Jack?
Yes, I have your
number. Okay. I want you to go to Crime Stoppers and get at least 500 flyers, and we'll go out there one morning in the next couple weeks and go up and down there with some people. You have my word, okay?
Okay.
Twala, you want to go out with us?
Yes, of course I do.
All right, and I will get us, hopefully, some kind of police or Wayne County sheriff to escort us.
Okay.
We'll just do a little something real quick for maybe about an hour because the weather's cold, and we will go up and down both sides of Grand River for about an hour.
Okay.
But I want responsible people that are willing to dress warm and stay in a group. I've had experiences when I get young people to come out, they spread out all over and they don't listen. I want everyone to be safe and warm.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and I appreciate it.
That's all right. Do we have another call, Ronnie? Are we good? So he would give you the shirt off his back. What else? Carl wasn't working at the time. Did he have a trade in his life, or did he like to paint or sing or record? Or?
He did a lot of home repairs, whatever you needed done to your house. He'll have the material really at his house to to do the work.
Wow. Are your parents alive?
No, my parents are both deceased.
And you have brothers and sisters?
I have one more brother and one sister.
And how are they?
One is the brother is younger than me. The sister is the oldest out of all of us.
Okay. Maybe in the next couple of weeks we can all have a little meeting somewhere. Are you guys close with the church around you? If not, we'll figure something out.
We can either meet at my house or a relative's house or something. It's not a problem at all.
Okay. Do you want to say anything to anybody that's watching about your brother or about this terrible accident?
I just want to say, if anybody know anything, if you've seen anything, please come forward.
I'll tell you one thing. If the person that drove over Carl is watching, I guarantee you this. You will have safe passage into court. If you call me, 248-417-9696, and you want to talk, I guarantee you a safe meeting, and I will help you get representation and help you get into court and help you work this out. This family needs closure. No one wants to hurt you, whoever you are, whether you had a driver's license, whether you were drunk. You need to come in, and this can be worked out. You took this family's loved one, and all they want is for you to turn yourself in. We have to start standing up for what's right in this city. And we have to start, and not only standing up for what's right when we do something wrong, when we see something, we got to muster up courage. You are not a punk or a snitch. If the lady next door to you just got raped and you saw it, or you saw the girl on the corner get murdered, and it wasn't one of your boys and you're not in a gang, you're not a snitch. A snitch is somebody that's in a group of guys or ladies that you all do something together and one of you tells on the rest. That's what a snitch is. You got the wrong idea, and believe me, I got a code honor. I used to sell drugs. I did drugs for 25 years. I broke into churches when I was a teenager. As a matter of fact, I drove by one of the churches the other day, Ronnie, that I broke into when I was 13. And you know what I did? I stole a can opener out of a church. All right? A can opener. That was the first thing I did when I was 13. We used to have a club. We used to break into buildings together. We called ourselves the Spider Maniacs. We climbed in all the buildings on Wyoming between 7 Mile. I'm just trying to tell you, I don't have a saint background, okay? I know it's easier said than done. If one of my friends was with me and I got caught and I told on him, that's what a snitch is. You're not a snitch if you saw someone kill her brother and you saw the car. You will get protection. If the police don't protect you, I'm telling you, I'll get you people to watch over you. You come stay with me. People that know me know I don't just say things. All right, Jackie, we appreciate you coming. I know this is hard for you. You have our deepest sympathy, and I can't sit here and tell you I know how you feel, because I'm not going to insult you. But we love you, and we pray for you and your family, and I'm going to do what I said for you when I can, okay?
Okay, thank you.
And we're going to take, Ronnie, we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to be right back. You're going to stay tuned. We'll be back in about 4 minutes, okay? You watching Mixing It Up. All right.
One suit, but two free. Buy one suit, bring two friends. Buy one suit, bring two relatives. Buy one suit, get two free. Bring your pastor, your boss, your teacher. Buy one suit and get two free. Sermons with 90 years of experience, carrying jeans, exotic skin shoes, sets, shirts, leathers, sweaters, everything for the well-dressed man. Buy one suit, get two free. Sermons on Randolph in downtown Detroit.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special bulletin.
Did you know that there are over 100,000 abandoned homes within the city of Detroit? If you are tired of abandoned dangerous houses in your neighborhood, please support the Greater Detroit Restoration Project.
Please make all checks and money orders payable to the Greater Detroit Restoration Project. The mailing address, 17301 Livernois, Suite 405, Detroit, Michigan, 48221.
All donations will help fund the expense of boarding up abandoned homes within the city of Detroit and Highland Park. For more information, contact Barry Ross at 248-417-9696 or Minister Malik Shabazz at 313-646-3375.
You are going to want to check me out. First Wednesday of every month. Join me, Barry Ross, remixing it up. It's webtv.com. I'm going to be reporting to you the facts and the truth, the way our society is run in Metro Detroit. 8 p.m., bringing you featured guests in relation to community, education, violence, what's happening on the streets in our town. It's Web TV, Barry Ross, remixing it up. Wednesdays at 8 p.m., the first Wednesday of every month. Remember, remixing it up with Barry Ross on itswebtv.com.
We are the faces of Detroit. We are the faces of Delray.
We are the faces of Delray. Governor Snyder wants to put us out of our homes by building a bridge in our front yard.
Homes where we raised our families.
A community where we buried our loved one.
Delray is struggling, but it's not lifeless. It's a community of hopes and dreams.
Governor Snyder.
Invest,
not destroy.
Hey, come on. Man, what is taking so long? Let's play.
Just getting a number.
Whose number?
Narcotics Anonymous.
Hey, if you need to talk.
No way, it's not for me, it's for my brother. He's constantly wasted. Come on, hoop time. Can you tell me about NA?
Call Narcotics Anonymous. We can help you.
For a new career, Real Brothers Inc. and Detroit Training Institute of Technology presents Building and Construction Trades Career Training in the following areas: residential electrical wiring, heating and cooling, modern plumbing, carpentry and building construction, green technology building construction. This course also offers paid training, bus tickets, job placement, national certification upon completion. For more information, contact Real Brothers Inc. at 313-833-4946. Classes are forming now.
Welcome back to Mixing It Up. I want to remind you, this Friday night, do you all know that State Fair Street is 7.5 miles? On East State Fair, between 75 and the Quinder, right in the middle, right next to this little liquor store, is a little white church with a purple roof. Malik Shabazz, the big tall brother, Barry Ross, Pastor Germany Bennett. We doing something, everybody. We are doing something. You know, we're a little tired of the violence. Every minute, every day, all day long. Murder, rape, murder, rape, murder, rape. This Friday night, Malik and I and the pastor, we're joining in Pastor Ovella's United Communities of America, Thou Shalt Not Kill, 1500 East State Fair. I want you out there at 6 o'clock. We're going to give everybody, the first 100 people, that's all we got is 100. We're expecting about 750 people. Most of them are going to have to stand on the church. It's a small little church. We're going to have a program for you. We're giving you a poster, Thou Shall Not Kill. And you don't even want to know what I'd like to put on it. I'd like to say, Thou Shall Not Kill MF. Thou Shall Not Kill. We're asking you to put it on your trees, in your front door. My God, we got to start saving ourselves. I'm going to tell you something. I'm 62. My body isn't like it used to be, but I'm telling you, if you jumped on me in the street and I'm down on the ground and I couldn't even stand up, I'm going to bite your shoe. I'm going to do something to fight you back. Detroiters have given up. We have given up. And not only that, the men, even me, we dropped the ball on these young guys out here today. The daddies ain't around. We have to start to change the culture in the city of Detroit from the bottom up. It's tore up from the flow up. I have with me now, sitting next to me, my good friend, Mr. Ronald Smith.
Hey, Barry.
And Ronald, I have to tell everybody that this is one brave man. He is, how many years you've been with Minister Shabazz, fighting on the streets, drug houses, and everything? How many, 25 years?
About 30.
30 years. He very rarely says no. And we have to thank you for your courage and your level of loyalty. And Ronnie is family to us. Malik's friends have become family to me. And Ronnie's a courageous man. Are you coming out Friday night? I won't be able to pick you up.
I'll be there.
Okay.
I will be there.
What do you think about this G-Drop thing, Ronnie? What's that all about? Tell us about these guys. So are they for real?
In my own words, I think it's excellent. I mean, a great project.
What do they do?
I mean, they go around cleaning up neighborhoods, boarding up homes, giving the neighborhood a sense of security, giving them a sense of pride. I mean, when I first started, I couldn't deal with that. I mean, I couldn't be in an area where it's debris, trash, carcasses laying all around, torn down, raggedy houses. I couldn't do that.
What do you mean you couldn't do it?
I mean, I couldn't. I guess it's a psychological thing.
You mean you didn't want to be around even working around those areas?
I didn't want to be around working.
It's depressing.
Around. Yes.
So what happened? What changed in you?
When I got with the Minister Malik Shabazz and teamed up with your organization, you know, it was like a new me came out.
Well, you ain't getting paid, are you?
No, no.
Don't you need money?
Don't we all? But yes,
but I mean, you
money.
Really need money.
Yes. I mean,
I mean, bus fare's tight for you sometimes.
Oh, yeah. Tell me about it. Yes, I need money.
I want them to know this man needs bus fare, but yet he'll come out and board up an abandoned house. I mean, that to me says it all. We got a call.
Yes, we got
so wait, I'm going to take it. Good evening. You're on the air with Ronald Smith. How are you?
How are you, sir?
Okay, thank you.
Ronnie, big ups to you for your work in the community, you know.
Thank you.
Regardless of if you have anything or not, whatever you have, I think it's important for people to try to give something. To the poster that you guys were talking about, Thou Shalt Not Kill, you know, I think it should be followed up with unless in self-defense. Although, you know, I probably won't even step on an ant. Somebody, you know, I'm so nonviolent, you know, I'll take even a punch just to keep the peace down. But most people, though, they kill as a result of trying to defend themselves either directly or as a result of their being victimized by economic slavery, poverty, psychological warfare, and just a host of other things in this very toxic society. So just asking people not to kill is not going to do the job. You have to get deep in it with them to have a real thorough, not just discussions. We talk too much. We got to walk with people through their trials and tribulations and let them see what the world is, how they're dealing with it in association to it. But more, but right now I want to say, Ronnie, keep it up, and the hood appreciates.
Well, I plan on it, and I thank you for that. I plan on doing as much as I can to clean up the neighborhood, talk to these young guys out here, let them know that, you know, there's other alternatives. You know, join the organization or do some things that's constructive for the, you know, in the neighborhood. Encourage younger people. You know, things work out for a reason. And right now, we need financial funds to aid and help us to continue this work. So I'm taking a second out to ask for all that is watching, we do need funding to take care of, you know, all of these boarded up areas, grass needs to be cut, you name it, we need funding for it, but, you know, your donations would be greatly appreciated.
It don't get done by accident. We have to buy the material. Give them the phone numbers if you don't mind.
Okay. The phone number, if you want to make a donation or a call, you can call Barry Ross at 248-417-9696. That's 248-417-9696.
Or they can bring the money here any Tuesday night from 7 to 10:30. I'm going to take another call, not to interrupt you. Good evening. Caller?
Yeah.
Hi.
Am I on air?
You're on the air. We got about a minute. Do you have a comment?
Yeah, I got a comment. I just wanted to say I appreciate the great work y'all are doing. And I just hope, I know Detroit is getting better because I can see it. I know crime is still going on, but I just really truthfully feel and believe in the next couple of years Detroit is going to be a good place. That's all I got to say.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Just for the sake of, I just want to comment on this. Downtown's getting better. The neighborhoods are not seeing any solitary improvement. We have no public service, no street lights, and no police. And I just want to comment that Ronnie and I, and many others, Minister Shabazz, we go on the streets for violence. We know that saying thou shalt not kill doesn't mean anyone's not going to kill right after we're done or during or whatever. But it takes a multitude, a variety of events. But what it takes the most is the community in the city of Detroit to stop staying in their house, stop complaining, and start getting out of their house and coming out in the streets with us. The more people we have, the more street patrols there are. You want to do something? Call me, and we'll come to your neighborhood, put lights on our cars, and drive around your street at night. Don't call me and complain we need more. Tell me you want to make a difference, and we'll do it tomorrow night. It's that simple. Ronnie.
We want to take back this city.
That's right. And we ain't going to take it back by wishing it back.
Exactly.
Ronnie.
Yes, sir.
We don't go on the streets with guns.
No.
Baseball bats.
No.
They used to call them flapjacks, Slim Jims, like the police, billy clubs, all that stuff. We don't carry weapons.
No.
We don't go into a neighborhood threatening them with masks on, searching cars, interrogating people. We come into your neighborhood in advance. We let you know we're coming. We'll knock on your doors. We'll ask you to get involved. We try to engage. How many times did we go out last summer before we board up those houses and knock? Did you come out with us?
Yeah.
How many times were you aware that we went out and knocked on the doors and the house going to move up?
There's so many times I just can't even name it. You know, I can't even name. I don't even have the hands or toes to tell you how many times we went out there.
3 or 4 times.
No.
Ronnie, we knock on it. Hello, we're coming back
Right.
with 250 students within 3 weeks, and we're going to board up all these houses on the street. And we want to let you know we haven't forgotten you. We care about you. Can you bring us a rake? Can you give us a bottle of water? Can you give us a few dollars to buy some wood? If there's 90,000 homes in the city of Detroit, why don't people in their neighborhood start raising money so we can come out? We can teach you how to operate some of the, a power saw, Ronnie, a little generator. It doesn't take rocket scientry to board up a house.
That's true.
6 to 8 boards on the first floor. You can literally knock out a house, honest to God, in 2.5 hours, if you know what you're doing. 3 men. 3 men per house, 2 hours to knock it out. We're going to be right back. We're going to take a quick break. And we'll stay tuned, mixing it up. We'll be right back. After this quick break.
The following program does not reflect the views and opinions of Channel 33, its management, or sponsors. You're watching Power Talk on your community TV station, UHF TV 33, Detroit, Highland Park.
Welcome to Metro Foodland, where you will always find courteous service. Our hardworking staff always gives their all to maintain our dairy fresh and wholesome products, cold cuts, premium meats, and of course, we have some of the freshest produce around. Check out our deli and bistro. We also carry specialty items such as Tanisha Noni, Water Station alkaline water, and much, much more. If we don't have it, just ask, and we'll do our best to get it. Remember to ask how to join our Healthy Rewards Club. Seniors and ladies, always ask for an escort to your vehicle. We'll see you soon at Detroit's own community grocer, Metro Foodland, located at 18551 Grand River. That's 18551 Grand River, near Finkel and the Southfield Freeway. Remember, that's Metro Foodland.
Tuesdays, 9 p.m. on TV 33. Join me, Barry Ross, on Mixing It Up. We'll feature informative community organizations that will offer solutions to Wayne County residents in reference to employment, safety, and security within neighborhoods, job training, education, and mentoring programs. Remember, Tuesdays, 9 p.m. Join me, Barry Ross, Mixing It Up on TV 33. We are back. You are watching Mixing It Up. Now, my friend, my new friend, Saba, what's your last, what do you?
Gabrai.
Saba
It's a little loud, yeah, I didn't-
Saba Gabrai, and I call her, tell them what I call you.
I don't want to say.
Can I say?
Yes, that's
the
too
Black
much.
Mother Teresa.
That's a big hat to wear, so I don't do it.
I'll tell you something. I'm blown away at this new pope, and I'm Jewish. And anybody that's for the masses and the poor, and he's humble, you know, when he's denouncing limousine service, he wanted to pay for his own. They're miffed at this.
For
guy.
his own hotel, yes.
For his own hotel. How are you, by the way?
Wonderful, thank you. And he's the first Jesuit, so the
Yes.
Capuchins, you know, you could see how they are hands-on with the poor daily. So I think he's coming from that.
And he's Latin.
Yes, that's
and
something
there's
different.
quite a few Latin folks on the planet.
Yeah, oh, very much so.
And I bet you the Latins are the majority in the United States now, is it pretty much?
Well, yeah, they are
More-
growing
more Latins
population.
and black folks?
They get married. They're growing in population
Yes.
because they have strong families, regardless of what's happening in their community.
Yes, they have strong family values for the
Yes.
most part.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
I was in Europe in the early 70s,
Mm-hmm.
and I was in Barcelona, and I met a young Latin girl, and I was young.
Yes.
I said, meet me at my hotel in Spanish.
No
I don't
excuses,
speak,
of course.
I don't speak fluent Spanish, but my Spanish was from my 8th grade class. And so she says, okay. Now, I would figure if you tell a girl, meet me in my hotel, she would get some idea, right? Yeah. She got the wrong idea. I had to get a translator to apologize, and it was her family that was so behind her and her values. I was so impressed. And we need family. We need
Yes.
values.
Yes, yes.
Not to skip around, but what's the organization, your foundation that you are?
Park West Foundation, and our young people are the Blue Babies.
The Blue Babies.
Mm-hmm.
Tell everybody about you.
Well,
about your organization.
Yes, I think myself as well as the young people are always in service of community. They're always giving back. They're also acting as an example in the community by taking care of their own business first. So they are advocating for others, for their peers. So most of the youth that are, of course, aged out of foster care, or they are still about to age out, which means at some point there's an absence of parents. So they are, they have become wards of the state, which means often stigmatized, a lot of stigmatization and misunderstanding of what that is. But it basically means the kids are alone, unless the state and community provides a support system. And that's happening slowly, and we are a part of that support system.
Can we have an example of like a family or a young, maybe a brother or sister that might be made an award and or aged out, and what might be a scenario that you might come into?
Okay, let's say
maybe a couple of them. Maybe a couple.
Okay, I have a young lady whose father was a decorated Marine and who died while in line of duty, and her mother was also in the Army. She was discharged honorably, but was not able to care for the child, so she became a ward of the state.
How old?
At 7.
7?
Yes.
Okay.
So she aged out at 21.
Well, where does she live from the time she was 7 to 21?
There are
Different homes?
foster homes, and we really do need good foster homes. People who really want to also not just give, because you get something back when you truly give without reservation. You're supposed to.
You're supposed to.
So if you truly have gotten there spiritually, where you really can share unconditional love with a child, you are going to get the most out of it, and it's not money. So good homes are very much needed, and if those homes are not there, we have group homes, girl homes, boy homes, which is not a good thing because you're not getting the opportunity to learn what family life is, what social life is.
Not to interrupt you, but
yes.
What might be a case where they can't go back? How many foster homes? I guess each case is.
Yes,
but
it
like,
is.
let's say a child is 7,
Mm-hmm.
she goes to a foster home. For whatever reason, she's got to get out of this home. She goes back to what, like an orphanage, so to speak? Where does she go? Juvenile?
There are 3 things that normally force people to get into foster care. You either have abuse, neglect, or absence of a parent, meaning some kind of way they were deceased, or it could be they're on drugs, or it could be that they're incarcerated, multiple reasons why there is no adult. But then you don't have the extended family members that could step up and say, I could take this child and I could provide care. Then the child does not have to stay in the system if there is a family member that's capable of taking care of the child.
This particular child, she's in the system,
yes.
He or she. She's got to opt out of this home. Where's she going right now?
To the courts. You're going to the state of Michigan, the social workers. They have to find some placement, a temporary foster home they will keep the child in the office until they could find an already
in a
approved
juvenile
foster
hall
home.
facility?
There are people who end up there. My first experience foster kids that I met were in a juvenile facility.
Okay, so
laws have become better where less and less kids are going there, but still, in the middle of, as the kids age to that level, there are residentials that do not feel like home, that don't quite feel like, a recreational place or a place where you can get nurturing, a place that feels more like prison.
Is there, for some reason, I guess I'm preoccupied with this one particular scenario. He or she has to get out of this home immediately at 10 o'clock at night. If somebody comes to pick her up, is there another transitional foster care home where they could put her overnight till they decide, or is she going straight to a juvenile or some?
Yes, shelter. Yes,
shelter.
Yes,
what
shelter.
kind of shelter?
Shelters. There are shelters for kids. It's basically
you mean like
a shelter.
A Salvation Army shelter?
It's kind of like that, and there are kids in Salvation Army as well. Yes.
So give me like the name, a place of where like a shelter might be for kids.
Like a Davenport or.
What's that like?
Basically, it's very secured. Sometimes it's meant to protect the kids from whoever may have harmed them, if that's also the case where they have come from abuse. But in each case, it's very different. But a police, charge has to be filed, meaning you can't just move minors from one location to another. There has to be an attempt to find a caring person or the actual legal person who's supposed to be responsible for that child, or if the child is saying the child is not unsafe, if there was an abuse in that home, then they will have to take them into a group home or into someone that could temporarily house them if they could find a relative.
Are they getting paid for these temporary facilities?
The shelters are, but
pardon me?
The shelters are, but
they are.
Yes.
Like how much might they get?
I'm not sure, but it depends. I would, normally, the normal pay for a child based on age for the teens, 16 and up, is like $17 and some change, $17 and some change. It's gotten up by $3.
All right, excuse me. And they can have several foster children and get paid for each one.
Yes.
There should be. Wouldn't you think there should be like a limit?
If you really care for the child, like the people who really care for the child, they actually put extra in addition to the money that they're given.
And you know
if
this.
They actually care.
But
yes.
You would know this. You know who puts it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So it's difficult when there are people who kind of feel like you're the child that nobody cares about, and those homes exist where the biological children are treated better than the foster child, and then there's a separation, and you can clearly see the intentions are wrong why the child is there.
Now, how many caseworkers or people that professionals are on top of one child? I mean, if it needs a psychologist, if it needs medical care, not it, he or she. They could have several different professionals.
Yes. A child will have a worker, an attorney. Also, sometimes they may have more than one worker, meaning the state worker normally supervises an agency worker if there is an agency that's also following up with a child. And then through the courts, therapy and other things could be ordered, but the attorney might see the child for 5 minutes every 3 months, 5-10 minutes right before court, so they may not really be aware of the every minute, every hour, every day of what's occurring with the child.
All right, I want to ask you one more question, and then we're going to get into the march, if we have
Yes, definitely.
The Godboldo case.
Yes.
Has the daughter been given back to her mother?
Yes.
Really?
That's what I understood. It's been a while since I followed the case, but yes, I thought that's what I understood from the residential placement.
The mother had the case, her own case. The mother had a case.
Yes, I know
for the discharge of the gun.
Yes, I know the child is returned to the family. I'm not sure if she's the primary caretaker, but I'm sure the child has been returned to the family.
Initially, it was under her sister's auspices.
Yes, and she didn't mind that as long as they are the ones providing the care and not the system.
Okay.
So, and then I'm hoping I'm accurate, but last time I followed, that was the case.
Let me just tell you this, and
Yes.
you might not know this. The night this occurred, which was on a Friday, she wouldn't give her, she was barricaded in the home.
Yes, I'm familiar.
You know who
actually.
she was only willing to give herself up to? One person. You know who that was?
No.
Minister Malik Shabazz. He went out at 6 o'clock on a Friday night, and he called me at 11 o'clock. This was a while ago. And I went out there he stayed there almost 16 hours. She ultimately ended up not releasing herself to him. I guess they didn't feel he would be safe, but I remember that. And he went to court, protested for this, and went to court for her. So did many.
Yes, the separation of children from families that they know and the families who really feel like they are trying to provide in the best of their knowledge, the best care that they know for their child. It's a very difficult decision because there are bad people out there. There are people
drug Respetal
who harm children.
Yes.
And it's in working together in terms of finding the best middle ground to make sure all children are protected, to make sure not only parents' rights are respected, and it's such a complicated issue when you have government working with families, and saying like, what have you done with the child? So community has to be more engaged and more involved.
Does everybody hear this? Just another thing that no one's involved, not enough.
Yes, and if not enough community people are involved to offer not just adoption, not just foster care, but respite care, meaning the kids get to come home for a weekend at your house once in a while, or even mentoring. You can really figure out whatever fits your life if you feel you have something to share, because there are people who are stressed themselves that they can't do it in a balanced way. You don't have to harm yourself, but if people have a home and if they have learned, from good parenting and good home, and they're retired, or they could figure out how to fit this in their life, there are multiple ways that they could be a part of a child's life.
This woman takes me completely to another place. That's why I'm going to tell you that I literally love your heart, and I totally think you're amazing. Let's tell everyone, I don't know, what do we have, a minute or two? Tell them about if you don't mind.
Yes.
The march, the purpose of the march, where it's going to be.
Youth Voices, yes, Youth Voices. We are so impressed with so many young people from different high schools who have come together to say we want to bring attention to the funds that are being put towards people going to prison, and why can't we add a little bit more to the young people that are in school so that we can address some of the issues affecting us and they could see it. Like one of our young people that's actually wanted to come tonight, she's going to a funeral tomorrow of her 20-year-old friend who was murdered last week, a young lady by the name of India. So you have all these violence and different type of things that are happening, but if you can put a little bit of extra money towards vouchers or bus cards for transportation, because they run out of those bus cards. Kids are changing schools regularly. So when you come late to a school, you may not get a transportation access to be able to go back and forth. A little bit of support for those who need it, and hygiene products or school supplies, counseling, not the counselors who are overwhelmed with credit transfer from multiple schools and trying to figure out how to navigate the schoolwork with the kids, but counselors that could actually listen to what these kids are going through. So a couple of $1,000s extra for the school system per child with real services, not necessarily like into a general fund.
But the problem is, and I want to get into the march.
Meaning like you reduce the prison dollars by $2,000.
The problem is wherever monies go, they seem to disappear. We have to have so many people in charge.
And they bring that up too. The kids are following the news.
Can you tell about the march?
Yes.
Specifically Saturday, where it's
1 p.m. they're gathering. In fact, they've been collecting graduation caps and to be able to kind of give the impression that these are the graduates, so they've been borrowing different, the gown and caps that they could wear for the demonstration Saturday, the 23rd of March at 1 p.m. at 2722nd 2nd Avenue. They're making signs.
Cass Park.
It's by Cass High School at 2727 2nd Avenue.
Oh, this isn't the Cass Park right at Masonic Temple?
Yeah, it is. I guess it's right there, yes.
Yeah. I thought this march was primarily about the lack of quality education. Isn't that what they're...
Yes, they're basically, and we were just kind of with some of the young people, we were listening to some of their ideas, but they are absolutely trying to bring attention to this school to prison pipeline.
Yes.
And also they are supporting the boarding of the abandoned houses and the different issues that's increasing to the dropout rate where kids are feeling unsafe in their neighborhood. So yes, the school to prison pipeline is what they are trying to address in this march.
They're addressing the school board tomorrow at the main library?
Yes, okay.
At 5 p.m.
Great, yes, they have all the different high school groups are coming together.
And ironically, this weekend, I had a funeral Saturday morning, and I also have to work. I haven't worked in 9 months. I'm going to help my brother out this weekend. I have to work for him. I'm committed. I'd rather be at the march. But please excuse me. Everybody knows me. I'd rather be at the march than at the work. What do we have? A minute? Or are we good? All right. This Saturday, Cass Park, across Masonic Temple, 1 p.m., several youths are marching. Where's the destination?
Multiple organizations are joining them. I'm not sure where we're going to go, but they know they're the ones leading, so we're just following the youth.
We want to please advise, if the weather's inclement, dress warm, gloves, hats. Don't wear gym shoes now. Wear some boots if it's cold. And this is Saba Gabriel. Gabrai. And you'll be seeing more from her on time on Tuesdays. I've committed to giving her the rest of the month. And my God, she's a wonderful person. So I'll be back next week.
With some of our youth.
So is Saba. And you go to YouTube, ROSSBD51. You can see the show on Friday. Say goodbye, Saba. We're out.
You have a good night. Thank you.
TV 33. Join me, Barry Ross, on Mixing It Up. We'll feature informative community organizations that will offer solutions to Wayne County residents in reference to employment, safety, and security within neighborhoods, job training, education, and mentoring programs. Remember, Tuesdays, 9 p.m. Join me, Barry Ross, Mixing It Up on TV 33.